This is not a transit you watch. This is a transit that completely rewrites you. We are going in very, very deep, and we're getting very, very personal in this video. So what is happening right now? Honestly, this may be one of the most powerful conjunctions of our entire lifetime. So I want you to wait to the very end, because I'm going to tell you how this particular powerhouse superpower conjunction affects all 12 houses. But first, I really want you to sink into the potency of this energy of the conjunction, so it actually means more to you by the time we get into the houses. And it will be really interesting for you to listen to this particular conjunction based on the houses that it's going to interact with in your own personal natal chart. So now you are, because everybody on YouTube is talking about it. Saturn and Neptune are meeting at the most potent ignition point in astrology, and that is the zodiac's very first degree. The very first degree of the entire zodiac is the ignition point. And this is the 0 degree Aries mark. So this isn't a gentle beginning. This isn't just a new, fresh start. No, this is rocket fuel. This is volcanic pressure beneath the Earth's crust. This is the tectonic plates shifting in your chart. So 0 degrees Aries is the cosmic spark. It is the match struck in the dark. Yes. So Saturn is meeting up with Neptune at that 0 degree cosmic spark, Aries. So we need to understand 3 things. We need to understand, what is Neptune? What is Saturn? What does it mean when they come together? What does it mean when they come together in Aries? And what does it mean when they come together, Saturn, Neptune in Aries, in your chart at the 0 degree Aries point? And it's going to be in a different place in your chart than it is in my chart. So we're going to talk all about it. What I really wanted to do in this video is I wanted to make it deeply personal to you. I could be a historical astrologer right now, and it is actually very fascinating, but I've seen a few other videos on this subject already. I could talk about how this conjunction, right, in the past echoed through the collapse of the Roman Empire, the Soviet Union in 1989, the collapse of World War I, the fall of the Russian Empire back in 1917, and also what unfolded the last time Saturn and Neptune actually were conjunct in the sign of Aries, because that's a whole nother ball of wax, right? And what's interesting is we are in that echo chamber, if you will, of when Saturn conjuncted Neptune, yes, but what happened when Saturn conjuncted Neptune in Aries? And we could go through what was important. And I invite you to read the history. I read a lot of the history. But in this video, I really wanted to make this deeply personal to you. So the last time, let me just give you the dates, and I'm going to let you find your own history lessons, because they're everywhere. The time that this occurred in Aries, first time I went back to is 593 BC, and then 91 BC, then 232 AD, then 555 AD, 1389 AD, that's when it really got interesting, and 1703. And I would go into all of those great stories of those times. It's very fascinating, and it takes us deep into Mongolian history, the Mongols, and how they ruled the world and how powerful they were. And it takes us deep into the Byzantine eras, and Persia is fascinating, and also the Ming Dynasty. The history lessons are out there. I recommend that you go look at some of those years and see what happened. In that 1703, the people that were living, the great influences, and how I did my own history was I looked up the great influencers of those years. In this video, however, I wanted to make it be about you. I want to speak soul to soul. I want to help you understand how this conjunction lives inside of your natal chart and what kind of experiences this may awaken for you in this lifetime. And it's going to last for a very, very long period of time. So what you plant now, the seeds that you plant now, will grow and grow and grow and grow. And we won't have another conjunction until 2061 when it meets up in Gemini. So let's make the most out of this conjunction. And let's talk about the different parts of it so you can truly, truly understand what this is creating for your own self. I don't want you to think of this just as this is history repeating itself. One, you didn't live during the 1700s. So I want you to think of this instead as an ignition. This is your ignition. This is also an initiation into a new way of being. So the very first thing that you need to do is locate where this power point lives in your chart. So I want you to go in your chart, in your gorgeous natal chart. And if you don't have one, you can get one at shopsoulnavigation.com. They're absolutely gorgeous. They are so easy to read. I designed them myself. You will not find another chart like this anywhere in the world. You won't. It is so beautiful. And I give you keys so you can figure out where is Aries in your chart. Go to Aries and go to the very first marker in Aries and find the 0 degrees. That is the start of the zodiacal wheel. And I want you to find that 0 degrees Aries. Now, it may be sitting directly on a planet, and it might simply just live in a house. The spot might have nothing there, but that still counts. Think of the San Andreas fault line going up through California all the way up to Canada. Does it matter if that fault line has a house on it or a building on it? Or does it not matter? No, it doesn't matter. That plate tectonic is going to shift no matter if something's on there or not. It is equally as potent because it is a space, it is a place in your universe, and it means something. And I'm going to flesh this out in a very deep and profound way. So do not be discouraged and do not think you're not being affected if you don't have a planet that's sitting directly at 0 degrees Aries, because it's still, a stick of dynamite is a stick of dynamite, whether you put it in your kitchen or your bedroom or your front yard, right? And it might, like for me, it just simply lives in a house. And this matters. I cannot stress it enough. Now, I want you to check the tension points. The tension points are the squares and the opposition. So do you have a square? Do you have a planet that is in square aspect to the 0 degree? Here's the question. Do you have a planet at 0 degrees Cancer or 0 degrees Capricorn? Do you? If you do, remember that planet and remember those two houses. Remember the house that the 0 degrees Aries sits in, and also remember the house in which your 0 degree Cancer or your 0 degree Capricorn sit in. Those two houses are now dancing together in this great conjunction. Let me also ask you, do you have another tension point? And that is an opposition. I should say, do you have another planet? Do you have a planet sitting on the other tension point? And that is your opposition. And that would be 0 degrees Libra. So do you have anything at 0 degrees Libra, Cancer, or Capricorn? Those are the tension points. It's also important to know if you have a conjunction, but conjunctions are not necessarily tension points. They're neutral. So they usually manifest in a way that resonates with how healthy you are. Not always, but often. So because this exact spot in space is where Saturn and Neptune are going to merge. They're going to be locked in a tight, intimate conjunction in Aries for the next year. Now, listen to this. We have already been feeling this dance since February 2025. Sometimes loose, sometimes close, sometimes totally a mesh. But the entire story is going to flip on its head February 20th, 2026. And it's going to because it's going to be at the 0. Did you guys watch my video called The Power of the Degrees? Now, some astrologers say this conjunction lasts until Saturn leaves Aries, and that would be April 2028. And this is where I differ a little bit. This is where it's good to have multiple perspectives so you can learn. For me, after March 3rd, 2027, so in a year's time, 13 months time, I think the orb stretches too wide and the electricity just drops. Now, you're still going to feel those two planets, but the dance is already going to have been danced. The choreography is done. So for this video, I want you to know at the very least in which house that Saturn Neptune 0 degrees Aries conjunction is activating your chart. And then I want you to watch your life very closely and journal maybe for the next year through March 2027 and see how it actually manifests for you. Also, some houses manifest in an introverted way and some manifests in an extroverted way with events outside of yourself happening to you. Therefore, your reaction is this 0 degree. Other people, where it manifests internally in a more introverted way, the manifestation takes place based on your own thoughts, your own desires, your own experiences. Pay attention to whether you have challenging squares or oppositions to this conjunction. Now, trines and sextiles will soften this energy. They make it a little easier to hold, a little easier to wield. Think of it more as balanced, like you're walking with a stick on the balancing beam, right? So now you can balance a little bit more and it's less vertigo inducing. So, but listen to me very carefully, okay? Here's what I want you to know. This conjunction will be moving back and forth, both planets simultaneously, because they will be going retrograde for a huge portion of the year. So listen to this. They actually both go into retrograde near to the same exact date. On July 26, 2026, both Saturn and Neptune are in retrograde motion, and they both stay in retrograde motion together until December 12th, 2026. Isn't that crazy? So mark those powerhouse station dates. We have two planets that are going retrograde, slowing down, turning around, and going direct on those dates. Big things in the world are definitely going to be happening on those dates. They are critical dates. That's when a planet slows down to a crawl, changes direction, and the energy becomes so pure, so intensified, so amplified, so cataclysmic at that time. And I hope so much that you all are members and you got to watch my members only. That's my super supporters and superstar super supporters video called Born on a Station. What happens if you're actually born on a stationary day? It is massive. It is absolutely massive. And you should check to see if you were born on any planet's station. And if you are, I hope you're watching that video. I'm going to try to link it up in the corner for you so you can click on it and go become a member and watch all my behind the scenes members only videos. They're really good. I go into really deep astrology. Anyways, here's another key detail. So between February 20th, 2026 and March 3rd, 2027, Saturn and Neptune will be traveling between, write this down, 0 degrees Aries and 13.5 degrees Aries. We're going to round up and just say 14, but it's 13.5 degrees. So between February 20th, 2026, March 3rd, 2027, that's when they are in a tight enough orb for me to consider them in a conjunction. And then after that, March 3rd, 2027, they just sort of split. Now you need to go back to your chart and you need to pull out your ephemeris if you want. If you want, you can look at your own ephemeris. And if you want to track precisely where it's going to be and what the exact date is and what planets you have in opposition and square to those dates and degrees, and watch the dates. Watch when this conjunction between 0 degrees and 13.5, 14 for good measure, is going to touch one of your planets, because this is the big booming question now. What planets do you have between 0 degrees and 14 degrees of Aries. Do you have a planet? Write that down. Yes, I do. I've got my moon. And you can comment. I don't know if I can answer all the questions, but comment right now. What planet do you have there? Now, I also want you to know what planets do you have, if any, and you might not have any. And if you have nothing, it still is massive because that house is being affected. And believe me, that's enough. You don't need a planet to be affected, but a lot of us will be affected. So what planets do you have at the squaring points now? Between 0 and 14 degrees. Do you remember what they are? Do you remember what they are? Answer in the live chat if you do. Answer in the live chat if you do. What are the squaring points to 0 degrees Aries and 14 degrees Aries? 0 to 14, Capricorn and Cancer, right? I hope you got it. I hope you got it. That was a test. And so I also want to know what planets, if any, do you have opposing it between 0 and 14 degrees Aries? And I want you to think about all of the houses in which you have Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries in. That's the cardinal cross. That's the cardinal cross. All of those are cardinal planets. What happens when we have this massive boom in cardinal planets? Cardinal planets are the leaders. They are the drill instructors. They are the mavericks. They are the fighter pilots. They are the ones that go first, that make shit happen. Yeah. So wherever you have this cardinal cross, those are the leaders. Those are the leadership planets and the leadership houses in your chart. Those are super important signs to know. Even if you don't have any planets in cardinal signs, you have cardinal houses. And that matters. This part of your chart, 0 degrees to 14 degrees in the cardinal signs that I just talked about, if you're like, what? Just rewind. These are the places of, I would say these places and spaces in your chart are the volcanic activators. Even if you don't have a planet there, these are the pressure points. This is the place where you're going to find clues around how your life is going to massively change over the next 13 months, starting February 20th. So they're already telling us the story your life is preparing to live. And isn't it exciting? It's going to be massive change. Now, I find that the news cycle is changing so fast, I can't keep up with it. Now we have to check the news every 10 minutes to see what's going on. And it's moving just really, really, really quickly. Your life is probably not going to change as fast as the news cycle, but it is going to have probably a lot of change, massive change, and a lot of dynamic energy, especially if you have planets in those volcanic pressure points. So let's take a look now at the contradictory energy between Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So this is a conjunction of contradiction, yes, of paradox, yes, of duality, yes, and it's confusing, it's layered, and it's deep. Why? Because it's meant to be. Yeah, we are complex thinkers, we are complex beings, and we can do this. We are not vanilla ice cream on this channel. No, we are like baseball crunch, right? With the graham cracker and the blueberry and the little bit of chocolate in the vanilla ice cream. Yeah, we are complex. So when Saturn and Neptune merge, they create, I think, sacred tension, sacred responsibility. They create the greatest cosmic contradiction. And here's the truth you need to hold. Hold in your heart, hold in your head, and hold in your hands. These two very opposite things can be true at the same exact time. Yes. So you might experience it as polarizing, like, wow, I'm spiritual. Now I'm disciplined. Or you might experience it like your Baskin Robbins baseball crunch ice cream, and you might fuse them together. So Saturn builds structure, Neptune dissolves those very walls. Saturn lives in reality, Neptune lives in the unknown possibility. Yeah. So what do you like more? Answer me this riddle. Do you prefer a reality that you know, or do you prefer the unknown inside the possibility? Chew on that. Tell me just instinctively, what's your answer to that question? What's your answer to that question? I ask because I want to know if you lean more into Saturn or if you lean more into Neptune according to your natural chart. So if you're a Neptune rising, I bet you lean into the unknown of possibility. But if you're a Capricorn, I bet you lean into the pragmatic and truthful reality, right? So which one is it? Which one is it? That's how you will know which planet dominates you. Not in the conjunction, not in the transit, but inside your natal chart. So I want to tell you, Saturn is black and white. It's up, down, black, white, yes or no. Neptune is all of the mist that lives between those two things. So it's not up or down. It's the thing right here. It's not black or white. It's the gray matter. Yeah. It's the mist. It's not red or blue. It's the purple. Yeah. So what are you? Are you on or off, or are you a fusion of on-off? Saturn is sober, and Neptune is literally drunk on the divine. Saturn will clock in early and clock out late. Neptune stares out the window, dreaming up what it could be. Saturn represents control, repression, and discipline. Neptune cannot be contained. It leaks through the cracks. It refuses the box. And I like to think that wherever this conjunction is landing in your chart, that is where you are being asked to pull your dreams down from the heavens and anchor them into reality. So I want you to think about wherever this is at in your chart. I want you to take the themes of those houses. Do you know the themes of the houses? Please tell me that you watched my houses playlist. I'm going to try to link that for you as well if you want a refresher on the houses and what they really mean. There's tons and tons of videos in that playlist. So this is a time, and according to the theme of that house, for you to dream bigger, for you to build bigger, for you to dream hard, dream with great focus, and also work with great focus, dedication, work hard. So you're being pulled sometimes gently and sometimes forcefully into your greatest self. And a version of you that is both loving, Neptune, and loyal, Saturn, is wanting to be used at this time. So we are working with two energies. One, a part of you that is very idealistic, and another part of you that is very rigid. So you're going to see that your ideas, your concepts, your dreams are going to be both idealistic and you're going to be a little bit rigid. How is that rigidity going to show up? Is it going to show up as, oppressing your dream? Or is it going to show up with you being rigidly loyal to your dream? So are you your own advocate, or are you your own saboteur? It's also going to be a dance of learning to soften your grip and learning how and where to tighten your grip. Soften and tighten, soften and tighten. And I'm already kind of experiencing this where, wow, I need to go easier on myself. And then, wow, I need to really be like strict with myself. And so this transit's going to bring your boundaries into very sharp focus in the world, needing very good boundaries out there in the world and in your own life to meet yourself in your very best version. So you're also going to realize, how do I get healthy boundaries? How do I create healthy boundaries? Where do I have no boundaries? Where have I had no boundaries at all? Where do I need to get some boundaries, right? And you're also going to be evaluating, where are your walls too thick? Where are you too poker face? Where do you not let people in? Where are you closed off and shut down? Where are you too restrictive? And where are you suffocating the very essence and expression of your own spirit, your own energy? Do you let your spirit line come out and cheer you on openly? Do you let yourself openly love and appreciate, adore, and cherish other people easily, or no? Here's a side note. This woman came over and bought my ski boots off of Facebook Marketplace. She drove all the way from Kirkland, which is 40 minutes in rush hour traffic. I had 25 people wanting to buy these brand new ski boots that I bought for my daughter 2 years ago that didn't fit, so we never wore them. Anyways, she got to my house, and my house it's adorable Christmas lights up. It looks like a candy cane, red and white gingerbread house. It's cute. And she got here, and I could tell she was scared to death. I didn't want to let her into my house not because I was scared. I wasn't at all. But because of Bo, my over-the-top Aries golden retriever that would just love bomb her, probably smack her flat on her back and love bomb her, and maybe even lick her to death. So I didn't want that. So I went outside and I waved and I said, "Hi, welcome to my town." And I said, "Let's go through the garden, and we'll go through the garden, and I have my garage open and I have a chair there, and you can try on the ski boots in the chair and you'll be more comfortable." This lady was so much bigger than me. If we were in a fist fight in the back alley, I would definitely lose. I could tell she was scared to death. I could tell that was so frightening. And by the way, my neighborhood is like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I don't live in downtown Seattle, but she was frightened to death. And I could tell she was walking with me back to the back of my house in my garage, hesitantly and scared. And I didn't want her to feel that, but I could just tell she was like, am I going to get murdered, for $150, $110 ski boot? Anyways, I just tried so hard without saying, "I noticed that you're frightened," right? That would scare her even more. How about in my Scorpio voice? "I notice you're very, very scared to come into my back alley, into my garage." Right? Anyways, I just tried to open my heart up even more to make her feel less scared. And I wouldn't say we were best friends by the end. She bought the boots and left. I wouldn't say that we were best friends, but I will say by the time we turned around and we walked back, her guard was down. And so where is your guard up? Where are your walls so thick and so strong, and you have brick walls around you even when you don't need to, right? Now, she needed a few minutes to see if I was just this crazy psycho. I don't know. I think my effusiveness showed her fairly fast. But where do you snuff out your energy? Where are you overprotective, overly cynical? Because overly cynical will get you a very, very small life. And so this is a time when some of your walls want to be melted or will be melted. And where do you need to build a stronger container if you're just leaking out all over the place? Where do you need to protect your energy? Where do you need to guard yourself more, right? So this is sort of getting Saturn to become the right size and Neptune to become the right size. And when things operate in the right size, getting yourself to be the proper size And I don't mean proper according to other people. I mean a proper according to your own spirit, your own essence. That's when you flow. That's when you're in the flow, when you are the right size. This great conjunction is the place in your chart. It's like the birthplace in your chart where your imagination becomes incarnated. It's literally where your dream becomes reality. This is the space, this is the place where your dream wants to concretize. What does concretize mean? It means to make concrete. Concrete. So I want you to dream big. I want you to build big. You are stepping into the architecture of your soul's essence. Let's go into it a little bit more deeply. So wherever this Saturn Neptune meet in the conjunction, these early degrees of Aries, this is the place in your life, the place, the space where you're being asked to see things a little bit more clearly. And you will want to cut through the deception. So if this is happening in your 5th house, are your kids manipulating you? Do you need to see your children more clearly? Is the party that you're going to filled with people that are fake and delulu, right? Because this is also the game. This is the game of life, if you will. So what I mean by the game, I mean the poker game, the sports game, the sports arena, the concert. This is the party. And so you're going to want to cut through the deception that lives inside this house. You're going to want to expose the illusions. So if this is your 11th house, which groups are not serving you? Which friends are deceiving you? You're not going to be able to sleep through the themes and the messages of this particular house experience. No. If this is the 4th house, your family, we're going to go through it at the end, but I just want you to understand, if you've been living inside of a fantasy or a delusion or an illusion about a person, a belief, a system, a group, an organization, friends, your home, your partner, or even yourself, this transit will turn the lights on for you. You may have come to see that the world feels untrustworthy at times. Yeah, me too. And you may even question the people you once followed without hesitation. You just blindly followed. You might now see, oh my God, I was blindly following this person. Wow, I really admired this person for so long, only to realize that their belief system or their teachings or their friendship or their love no longer speaks to you, no longer holds value. This conjunction can mark a very significant spiritual awakening where it's like, I don't even know why I don't believe that person anymore. I don't even know why I don't want to drink their Kool-Aid. I don't know why I don't want to associate with them anymore. I just don't. My life is too valuable. My time is too precious. I cherish these other things, like maybe my family, or I cherish my friends over my family. It could be in reverse, right? But there can be a real spiritual awakening, or even a reckoning with religious, political authorities over your own belief system. So when you think about this conjunction, it's asking, who's in charge of you? Truthfully, okay, who is in charge of you? Are you in charge of you? Or is there somebody whose vote is bigger than your own vote? I wouldn't say my husband's in charge of me. I wouldn't say my daughter's in charge of me. I wouldn't say my mother's in charge of me. But their votes really matter profoundly in my life. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I am totally 100% in charge of me. But they are great influencers in my life. Who is in charge of you? And that's an honest question. Maybe you allow somebody else to have the power over you. Who do you answer to? Who do you look up to? Who do you listen to? Here's a big one. Be honest. This is a big question. Who wrote the rules that you live by? Jesus did not write the Bible. So if you're going to say the Bible, which part of the Bible? Matthew, Luke, John, Paul, Peter, I don't know. Who wrote the rules that you are living by? Was it your dad? Was it your sister? Was it your mother? Was it your father? Was it your parents? And are you still living by those themes, by those rules, by their motto? Or did you change those out? Here's my question for you. Who handed you your beliefs? Who handed you what you believe in? It's an honest question. Have you thought of this question before? Put your answer in the comments. Let everybody learn. This is such a fascinating question. And this is the question that will be in play during this next year. And if you don't know who handed you your belief system, if you don't know who's in charge of you, you're going to have a very difficult time navigating this conjunction, because this conjunction is going to have you no longer willing to stand loyally and idly inside someone else's dogma without questioning it. So here's my next question for you. This is interactive, by the way. I wish you were here to talk to me, but I want to know your comments. Whose dogma did you leave, or do you want to leave, or are you going to leave? Whose belief system did you once believe in that you now no longer believe in? Whose Kool-Aid did you drink that you no longer find tasty? So you're not here just simply to inherit someone else's belief systems passed down by authority figures, to at least not without examining whether they're true for you, whether they assist you in building your dreams. So I remember when I told my dad that I've mentioned this before, he's an existentialist. So he believes that after we die, we just go back into the space dust, just the matter in the air. And I believe that our soul lives eternally. I now know from heaven above, he believes that too, because he comes and visits me every single day. It's crazy good. But when he was on earth, he didn't believe that. Well, I didn't just inherit his belief system and get indoctrinated into it and then just believe that, and then that's the end of my story because my dad told me so. No. And by the way, he never spoke that way. He really allowed me to pick my own religion, pick my own politics, and pick my own fascinations. He allowed that for me. And I am so grateful that he parented me that way. Thank God, because I got to define my own faith and spirituality and my own meaning for my own life. And so right now, this is a time when your soul wants to actually mature. It wants to get courageous, it wants to get wise, and it wants to mature. So the courage comes from Aries. The maturity and the wisdom come from the Saturn. And the Neptune wants to envision possibility for myself, not just live in a limited belief system that you gave me and you were in charge of me for so many years that you felt like you could just pass it down and it was going to be mine too. No. So Neptune breaks the boundaries of that some authority placed in front of you. Neptune removes the guardrails. And Saturn wants the guardrails there. So it's a compromise. So I think right now you are redefining your relationship with God, with what you dream of, your dreams, with the dream that lives inside of you. And you are redefining your relationship with the faith that you have around the ability to manifest and work hard for that very dream. So for some of you, this is going to be a massive spiritual awakening, stepping away from rigid, oppressive rule, and maybe even repressed when you were truly meant to fly. You were meant to soar. And so now you are, if you're on the more Saturnian side as a person, meaning if your chart has heavy Saturn in it and you operate more in a Saturnian way rather than a Neptunian way, you're now going to have an opportunity to remember the boundlessness of your soul. Your soul's bumper rails, your soul is held within your body by your body. If I took away your body, your soul would become infinitely big. It would become boundless. And so this is sort of an opportunity to have that boundlessness, that out of body experience and radiance. What if you could tap into the infinite love that your heart actually, I should say that your soul actually comes with, and you didn't have to be scared and you didn't have to be guarded. Now, I'm not telling everybody to, smoke a joint and be that oblivious. No, I want you to stay guarded because times are weird and tough and quirky and odd and sick. But I do want you to be in safe places at times where you can experience that boundlessness through meditation, through yoga, through sound healing, through what is it called? Bio-tuning forks, through Reiki, through working with shamans. I want you to, under this transit, find the boundlessness, find safe times when you can be in the boundlessness of your own spirit. So you are going to be able to remember that boundlessness of your soul. Now, who wins in a Saturn Neptune conjunction? Who wins? Ugh, I hate to say it, but Neptune is never going to let there be a true winner. Neptune doesn't work that way. Neptune doesn't work with black or white, yes or no, on or off, win or lose. Nope. It's going to come up in the gray matter. It's going to come up in the infusion. So you're probably going to have to find silver linings in hard situations. So there's no conquest here. There's only integration, a fusion of energy. But I do believe this. This is just me personally, Meredith. I believe in the end, love always wins. And that's how I play my hand at the game of life. I also want you to know that you can truly build something right now from your intuitive, your psychic, Neptunian gifts. So this is not a time to just hide your sensitivity. This isn't a time to hide your intuition. This is a time to discipline it. This is the time to discipline your craft. And I'm really excited. I should say it this way. This is the time to discipline it. This is the time to devote yourself to it. And this is the time to develop your craft, your intuitive, psychic craft, and your astrology. And that's why I have to say, I am dumbfounded. I am absolutely dumbfounded that I am sitting here opening a school called the Athena Academy of Astrology. And I absolutely love that so many people have decided to attend my brand new academy. And if you want to learn with me, you can pick up right here. So you can get the courses. You can purchase the whole entire year, and whatever courses you've already missed, we'll send them to you and you can just learn them at your own self-paced time. And you can pick up the courses wherever you are at, whenever you're watching this. It doesn't matter if you're a week late, a month late, it does not matter, because you can watch all the previous courses and just catch up and pick up wherever we're at. And you can find that at shopsoulnavigation.com, and you can find the whole entire Athena Academy. You can cherry pick and just buy one course at a time, or you can buy the whole year. And this is a time when you really can grow your astrology practice with this conjunction. It's really powerful. So with this 0 degrees volcanic plate tectonics potent energy, you can grow a business, you can develop your practice, you can build a legacy, and you can master a craft, a talent. Yes, yes, yes. This is a time to really dive into that which you dream of and build it. If you work hard, if you strengthen your intuitive muscle, your intuitive psychic might, if you stay devoted to your inner knowing, your inner dream, right? The dream that lives inside of you. And if you take your gifts seriously, you can create an extraordinary, an absolute extraordinary level of success under this transit. It's true. It's true. I don't want you to miss it. You're going to infuse your professional life with intuition. And this is what I call the mastery of the intuitive arts. And you can elevate your intuition, if you will, your psychic sense at this time, Neptune and Saturn, that can benefit and elevate your entire life, your whole life long. It can help you cut through the bullshit that's going on in the world. It can help you cut through the dishonesty that you see around you. This time, when you really, really cultivate your psychic gifts right now and you concretize them, you can start using it as a tool in your daily world where you can detect illusion and deceit, and you can navigate the truth in a world that likes to bend it and blur it and lie and fabricate it away. So Saturn is going to ask you for the facts, ma'am. And Neptune is going to check those facts first through their own intuition. And your inspiration, your personal inspiration for yourself and for other people can be electric right now. And you can become, honestly, Saturn with Neptune in Aries is the compassionate authority for yourself or for others. You can become somebody that people really trust, not because you dominate, not because you put them under your thumb, not because I command the truth and I see the truth and it's my truth that you need. No, it's because you just see and you speak from the heart. If you really infuse these two together, when you infuse these two planets together, this can bring this very deep, very loyal, very dedicated, very meaningful love. What is Neptune? It is the higher octave of Venus, and it is compassionate, angelic, unconditional, euphoric love. Did you guys watch my Neptune workshop that I did in Spain? If you didn't, oh my God, this was probably my very favorite workshop that I've ever taught in my whole life. And if you really want to understand Neptune, go get that workshop, shopsoulnavigation.com, and just go get my Neptunian workshop. It is so deep. It is so beautiful. It was really, really profound. Neptune is profundity. So this kind of love, magnetic love that you can either deepen inside your current relationship or you can find out there in the world, it's not going to be casual love. It's not going to be surface level love. Nope. Saturn wants commitment and Neptune wants the soul connection, the soulmate. So commitment with a soulmate. It's going to be fun. And this is the kind of love that feels like a sacred contract, like a partnership built on loyalty and devotion and emotional depth. This is not a situationship. No. This is going to bring a legacy of love. This is a whole era, right? This isn't just going to be one night stands. So I want you to think about this as, what do you love about your life? So bringing love and depth and loyalty and dedication and devotion to loving that house in which this takes place in. So I guess I have a few more questions for you, and then we're going to go through the houses. First, I want to know, I'm not going to do super in-depth. At the end of this video, answer me the question of if you want me to go even deeper through the 12 houses, like do a whole hour on them. That would give each sign 5 full minutes. Do you want me to go through the planets? Like if this is falling on your sun, if this conjunction is falling on your moon, if this conjunction is falling on your Venus, would you like that video? And if I get 500 people that said, yes, I would like another video, and you can tell me on the houses or on the planets. If I get 500 of them, I will do it. But if I don't get 500 comments, I will consider it, but I might move into my next series because I only want to do it if there's interest. So let's talk about if this great conjunction is falling in your first house. Let me say that differently. Let's talk about if this conjunction is affecting your first house. That means you have Aries in your first house, or you have Cancer, Capricorn, or Libra in your first house, because those are the squares and oppositions, right? So if you have a square, an opposition, or a conjunction to 0 to 13, 0 to 14 degrees Aries in your first house, you are redefining who you are in real time. You need to fall into dedication and loyalty and love to guess who? You. You are cutting through the confusion around who am I? And if you've got Aries here, you've probably been doing that for a very long time. But if you have Cancer or Capricorn here, you're going to be challenged in who you are, who you think you are, and who you really are. But I'm going to tell you, over the next year, you're here to own your own identity, and you're stepping into who you fully are, who you authentically are, who you really are. And you're stepping into your own authority and your own leadership, blazing your own trails without apology. You're not apologizing for yourself, for your choices. You're not hiding that you are an astrologer, or that you believe in, a spiritual awakening, or that you are a shaman, or you're a priest, or you're not hiding your religion. You're not hiding your politics. You're not hiding your lover. You're not hiding your love, and you are falling in love and loyalty with yourself. Second house. So if this is falling in, if you have this PowerPoint by conjunction, square, or opposition in your second house, you're learning how to make real money and build security from your intuitive gifts, from your Neptunian gifts, from your intuition, and you're going to be courageous enough to do so rather than living chronically in self-doubt. You are going to fall in love with your talents becoming your financial stream. And that could even be something Neptune, and this is where I recommend go get my Neptune workshop. Neptune also represents color and music and sound and art and love. So with this placement, you could also rebuild or build a piece of property out that has a spiritual aspect to it, a Neptunian color and sound, a Zen parlor, if you will. So somehow you're going to put your Neptunian gifts for sound, for mysticism, for spirituality, for color, for love, into maybe even a piece of property, maybe into earning a stream of income, maybe into your self-worth. So your self-worth comes from really stepping into your gifts, using your gifts. The third house. So your words carry a lot of weight right now. And what you say, what you teach, how you react, your body language can really impact and influence other people. So you're learning to speak with both clarity and conviction and intuitively sensing what this room needs to hear right now, and sensitivity. So conviction and sensitivity. And you probably are having a mind expansion that is just so riveting right now, stepping into the infinite cosmic space to envision and think about and communicate your divine voice, your divine wish, your divine dream. Yeah. The fourth house, you're rebuilding. I'm going to go through all of these a second time. I'm going to give you a little more bonus. So your fourth house, if this is the conjunction point, the square, the opposition, you're rebuilding your whole internal foundation. You're setting new boundaries with your family, and you are healing your past wounds, probably through courage and forgiveness. I'm too big for my own office. Courage and conviction and dedication to your own self, forgiveness to those who have hurt you, and you lead with enormous conviction and courage. That's the Aries part for healing your past wounds. It's imperative that you heal your wounds right now. And you're also going to create a home that feels practical, yet contains a sense of nirvana, contains a sense of magic, contains a sense of magical, contains a Zen-like quality that brings you Neptunian tranquility. The 5th house. You are turning creativity and mystical creativity, out of bounds creativity, into something very, very tangible. And you are going to fall in love with your passions. You are going to devote yourself to your passions. You are going to commit yourself to your passions or a passion project or even a love that lights you up and lasts forever. This could be bringing in, manifesting a true soulmate, not just the situationship, but true love. And I think you're going to find that love is a lot easier to access. And I'm talking love of all things, love of plants, animals, small children, babies, grandmothers, food, all of it, just lighting yourself up with love that you can touch and intangible love. So let's talk about this conjunction happening in your 6th house briefly. Let me tell you, your daily life is going to get very, very real, and you will also see that you're going to restructure your daily life in some way, or your daily life will be restructured. So you're going to be restructuring your job, your work, your household, your relationship to your household chores, or how your house works for you. I'm going to tell you, you're going to reevaluate your health and even your daily routines. So if you don't necessarily go to yoga class or Pilates or work out, you might start getting in touch with what aligns you with your daily purpose instead of what drains you. And there will be changes. Either you're going to make them or they're going to happen to you. The 7th house, relationships. Right now, they demand honesty and commitment and loyalty. So are you committed to the relationship that you're in? And if you're not, get out. You're done with the illusions. You're done with the gaslighting. You're done with the, okay, I've just fell in love with their potential, but they never measure up. They always slide backwards. And you're ready for partners to meet you as an equal, like reciprocity right now. You're going to invest in business partnerships and partnerships that believe in your dream, that you don't have to be indoctrinated and enmeshed with what they believe. Hey, I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't want to pretend I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't want to watch the Dallas Cowboys. It's not my deal. Having the guts to say that to your partner doesn't take a lot, but having the guts to say your interest is not my interest. I'm going to go today and do the thing that lights me up. I hope that's okay with you. It better be, right? So this is when you don't lose yourself to the other person's passions and hobbies, and you find a way to fuse yourself together if you have different passions and hobbies, and you find a more equal footing. And you have to be courageous because you're going to rock the boat, the 8th house. So now you, if you have this in the 8th house, you will be facing your fears head on. And you will be reclaiming your power, your personal power, through attaching yourself to the emotional truth, the factual truth, the emotional truth, and to commit yourself to intimacy with committed partners, and also establishing financial and energetic boundaries, right? Not merging with somebody who is a vampire, getting rid of the vampires. This is also hugely transformative. This is when you can develop mediumship. This is honestly when you can become a paid psychic medium or healer. This is very transformational for yourself and for others. So if you have this placement, I do hope that you're studying astrology with me, and we will work together on helping you become a professional astrologer. This is going to be phenomenal. The ninth house, this is where your beliefs and your faith are really going to evolve. You're questioning what you were taught, and you're going to be probably either choosing a new or expanding on your philosophical and spiritual belief system and the path in front of you. Something that actually a spirituality or a philosophical path that you can believe in that actually works in real life. Something that helps you manifest with into reality. This is also a time when you can become a very courageous, a very inspiring, and a very empowering guest lecturer or speaker or motivational speaker. This is when you can publish a great work, a work that is going to be maybe about practical and yet esoteric thoughts that come together. This is just an amazing time to publish your work, publish your song, publish your story, publish your film. The 10th house, your career is going to be getting very, very serious, and you're being asked to lead. You're being asked to step into an authoritative role. It doesn't have to be, that sounds so heavy and nasty, but to step into the authority, to step into your wisdom, to share your wisdom with others, to build something long lasting, to build something of great meaning, and to build something that reflects the authentic piece of your soul, to share your magic in a pragmatic, practical way with others, to show your magic, to show the essence of your soul to the world, and to start to become known for your very essence. The 11th house, if this falls in your 11th house, your vision for your future really, really sharpens. Not only your vision for your future, but your vision for your community's future sharpens. You're stepping into a leadership position within a group, within an organization, with a community. Are you a community leader? Are you somebody who is building momentum for something inside your own community? Are you attaching yourself to a movement, to a place? Are you a yoga teacher and people come and take yoga from you? Are you, I don't know, a cooking teacher? Do you teach mechanics? Do you teach painting? And it doesn't even have to be teaching, but are you a leader in some way that is organizing that? The lady that owns this wine shop down the street, who we love and we've become members, and she teaches us all about Spanish wines. They run wine classes. I haven't taken any, but she loves community. And my husband got wind that she runs all the pickleball courts at the rec center. And he's like, oh my God, I love playing pickleball. So now he's down there with her playing pickleball. And he came home the other day, the first day that he was down there. And he's like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what Lisa has created. It is like the pickleball universe of Seattle. Like she's got like 80 courts, and she's got your level 3s here and your level 1s. And you're like, she's like pickleball queen of the universe. I'm like, oh my God. He said, no, it's so crowded. It is like every single person that lives in this town and 2 towns away is coming, and they play. You guys, they play from 9 to 3. She owns all those, or not owns, but she runs all those indoor courts. And sometimes you have to wait. You have to wait. So you mix and mingle and you make friends. And oh my God, it is just like the hit society. That's the 11th house. And she's just the coordinator, and she's a player too. But she's really building this beautiful sanctuary that has nothing to do with religion or politics or taboo subjects in any way. It's just people that want to make new friends and play a fun game of pickleball. It's so cute. So it could be something that small, but there's such a beauty and such a sense of community and such a love, an exchange of love without anybody even saying, I love you. And so this 11th house placement can be really, really impactful and powerful. Maybe you don't even know how powerful it is. Think about all these people making new friends. Do you know how hard it is to make new friends as an adult? I can't tell you. Probably the number one question I get inside my love and relationships readings are, well, where do I meet him or where do I meet her? I don't know how to make friends. I don't really have any friends. I don't have anybody to go out with. It is hard to make new friends. And with this happening in the 11th house, you are probably a community leader in helping others make new friends. And you will be making new friends, and you will be inside a community group organization like this, or you will be a leader in it. Are you creating a book club, a quilting club? Oh my God, you're not going to believe this one. So when we went down to that same wine shop that I was talking to you about, sometimes we go when they have live music and they have wine tastings. Well, right next door to that wine shop is this quilting shop, quilting. And we went Saturday night at 7:00 at night. Oh my God, there were 30 women quilting in this quilt shop, 30 different stations. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of quilters in this community at 7:00 on a Saturday night. It was cute. They all looked like little grandmas. They were having the best times of their life. They were like quilting, and I could tell. I'm like, look at all these quilters. I had no idea that there were so many quilters. Quilters. Does anybody quilt here? It looked really fascinating and interesting, but these women were having the time of their lives. So it doesn't have to be something sexy. It can be anything, making friends. And I want to tell you, this is where it's interesting. You're not going to make false friends right now. You're not going to be interested in that. You are going to want to meet your soul tribe, and you're going to want to meet with people that truly align with your values, where you can plant roots, plant ideas, talk about your vision, talk about your dreams, build your dreams together. And that's where I have to say, if you have come to one of my workshops, you know that that's exactly what happens. Like, it is an 11th house experience at my workshops in Seattle. I wanted to invite you to my next Seattle workshop. So this is the perfect time while we're in the 11th house. It is going to be my 4th annual, and it is May 14th through 17th. It is going to be so exciting because what we're doing, well, first of all, the activities are going to be amazing. We're going to have happy hour on a ferry. We're going to go over to Bainbridge Island. I'm going to take you to see the Seattle Troll. I'm going to take you to the center of the universe in Fremont, Washington. We are going to my very favorite restaurant. I cannot wait. We're going to do our karaoke dance party. You can sing or just watch and laugh your ass off. We are going to have so much fun. You have no idea. But during the day, we're going to learn incredible astrology, and we're going to learn something that I'm not teaching you at my Athena Academy. We are going to spend 2 full days on how to read the progress chart, how to use the progress chart. It's complex. It is rich like chocolate fudge with walnuts. I mean, it is going to be so deep, so raw, so real. We're going to work 2 days on the progress chart. And then we're going to have a very deep and a very transformational time learning about my predictive timing techniques, which are some simple and some more complex ways in which you can use astrology to make predictions. Now, the next exciting thing that's happening at this workshop is Connie Jo is going to be doing a Learn at Lunchtime lecture for 90 minutes on Black Moon Lilith. And she is so good at Black Moon Lilith. So you can go get your ticket, and we still have space available. It's about halfway sold out. So I recommend you get your ticket. It's going to be May 14th. Come May 14th, because that is our meet and greet at our wine shop. And then we will be studying together the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And then spend Monday, the 18th in Seattle, having the time of your life, because you'll be sad if you leave too early. And on the 17th, we have our karaoke dance party. We just have fun. And come join us. You can check out all the details at shopsoulnavigation.com. And if this is happening in your 12th house, well, this is gargantuan, because you are opening up the heavenly doors. You're probably making contact with the other side. You probably are asking the questions of who is God? What is God? Who am I? And then you are taking those lessons and those learnings, if you will, and you're actually applying them. You're applying those mystical answers to those mystical questions that you have, doing deep soul searching in who am I? And then you're concretizing in another way, you're concretizing your belief system, your faith. This, I'm going to go into this 12th house more deeply if you guys all want that. But this is when you're cleaning out your old karma, when you are truly turning over a new leaf, where you want to imagine your dream, if you will, and then you step deeper into your intuition and the intuitive arts, and you start breaking old unhealthy patterns, old addictions, old victimization, like woe is me. You start turning into a real leader, letting your spirituality and your intuition guide you into the higher realm of your own self. And this is a time when you become your own guardian angel. So I want to give you one sentence mantras for each house. So the first house, I wrote these down, so I'm going to read them to you. So your first house, your mantra is, you're not confused about who you are anymore. You are being forged into who you are supposed to be. The second house, your worth is no longer theoretical one day, someday, right? It's time to turn your gifts into something concrete, real, and solid. The third house, what you say now matters more than ever, because while your voice is becoming powerful, you are exactly what you think you are. The fourth house, your past is being reevaluated. Your past is coming back to you and knocking at your soul's door. But this time, you get to say who stays, and what needs to go. This is the time to start subtracting and eliminating the things that don't help you, that don't bring you peace. Fight for peace. Be courageous enough to fight for peace. The fifth house, if this is happening in the fifth house, playtime, situationships, fun and games, it's kind of over. This is now when your creativity massively is begging you for a commitment and dedication. Fall in love with your passion, your creativity, and the lover that is worthy of you. The sixth house, your daily life has or is being restructured. So whatever is just weighing you down and draining you and empty and vacant, it's got to go. It's got to go. Like, we're not ironing the napkins. I learned that a couple videos ago. And you're not here to be someone else's vacuum cleaner, right? Do your chores, of course. But now you want to do a daily life. You want to fill your daily life up with things that bring you joy, peace, and meaning. Meaning. It's so important. The seventh house. The illusions that you have about love or your love are not going to survive this conjunction, square, or opposition. Only real partnerships steeped in meaningfulness, in worthiness, being worthy of you, being equal to you, will last. No more fixer-uppers. Business relationships and also love relationships, partnerships of all kinds. You need somebody equal to or more than you. Yes, don't play down now. No. The eighth house. This is where your fears turn into power if you're brave enough to face the truth. Demand the truth. Do your investigation. Do your detective work. Invest in only good, strong, wise investments. Make sure you do your work here. Make sure the person or the project or the whatever you're investing in has truthful goodness in it and will truly, truly benefit you. So this is a time where you are going to step into becoming the great transformer of your life. Like, I've completely transformed my life. I used to be absolutely so broke and broken, and I am no longer either one of those things. So there's going to be a great transformation about your spirit, about your soul, about your body, about your money, about your life, about your power. It's beautiful. The 9th house. Everything you were taught is under review now. Your truth is evolving, and now you will find the courage to manifest your truth, become your truth, put your truth out there, walk your talk, give your truth, sell your truth, offer your truth away, and getting in touch with what is true. This is about you going on pilgrimage, finding your truth, and giving it away. The 10th house. Your role in the world is changing right now, and becoming a leader, a wise woman or man, stepping into your authority on a subject is calling you right now. So who you are in the world is evolving. The 11th house, your future is demanding that you take action for yourself inside a group, an organization, or a community, or a soul tribe. And you need to dream with a great deal of courage. And how can your dream not only benefit you, but others? Not only others, but a community. Not only the community, but maybe the world. This is a very big house. This house also comes with fame attached to it. So you could be planting a seed right now and watch your fame grow. The 12th house, you're ending a whole karmic cycle. And a karmic cycle where there were illusions and delusions and fears and maybe just sheer panic. And now you're awakening to a more courageous version of yourself. And you are awakening to who you really are, who you really want to be, and putting that version of yourself into action, not just daydreaming your life away, but really showing up in the courageous and authentic version of yourself. Okay, so my question is, do you want me to do a much longer video on the conjunction, or do you guys feel like you got enough? Again, if 500 people leave me a comment, do the houses in more depth, Mare, or do the planets in this conjunction in more depth, I'll do it. So you let me know. Those are really, really big videos, and I don't want to do them if people are not that interested. If there's only 30 people interested, and I can also do them as members only. But I just hope so much that you got a lot out of this video. I wanted to make it practical enough, Saturnian enough, and not so historical, because while the history is fascinating, it doesn't do much for your own life. And I just want you to know that I absolutely love being here with you. I am ecstatic about my Athena Academy. Come learn with us. And Seattle, please join us. You will not regret it. I absolutely know that your soul, it's not just a workshop, it's a transformation. So I'll see you in Seattle. And if not, I'll see you every Sunday right here on my YouTube channel at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And I hope wherever you are in the world that you take really good care of yourself. Bye for now.